Just off Lakeshore Drive, nestled next to Lake Michigan. That's where you find historic Soldier Field in the great city of Chicago, Illinois. Today we kick off the new year with an NFC North matchup, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears. Ready to get us started, it's Cade York, and off we go from Soldier Field. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Come on. Hey! Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Bronco 80. Ready, right?
A man who was the Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs. And not much there. Maybe a yard of the 24. From the 24 now, here's a second down and 9.
Ready? 70 Lions. Go.
Operating from the gun. Wall. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, and they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Here comes the Lions punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. Turn, and the Bears take over. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Tag! 19, Charger, 19, Viking, 18, ready.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. Now inside the 25. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now. What a drive for him to kick off the new season.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10.
Get it! Cougar 19! Ready!
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Panther 60, Panther 60. 19 tight, 19, go.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Now you can exhale. The season is officially underway. Plenty of work done during the offseason, camp, and the preseason that led to that first throw of the year.
Now a first and 10 at the 11.
Let's go. Viking 18. Ready, ready.
He'll look to throw. Over the middle, that's to Loveland, the tight end. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Nice rhythm fill there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Second and 1 from the 2.
60 Eagles, 60, here we go, here we go. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Back to the ground attack here is McCaffrey. And the avenue collapsed for him as he's going to be held up short of the goal line. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
Okay, ready? 19 Tiger, 19. 70 Timberwolf. Ready?
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And this time he is in. Christian McCaffrey. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Pass on 80.
Operating from the gun. Wall. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. So no gain on the play. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
No gain on the play. And it brings up 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
From the gun on 3rd down. Wall. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. Now he's free at the 35. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. 103 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener. And look at that. I'd say somebody's already in mid-season form here in game number 1.
Doesn't need a whole lot of carries in the preseason, does he? He needs to get the ball when it counts. And when it does, he makes it count.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Deputy! Cougar 19! Let's go!
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Throw left side, there's London. Touchdown Bears! Drake London from 3 yards out. And the Bears lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. The York on now for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
18 Cardinals, 18 Cardinals. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready.
Open man right side is St. Brown. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So he stopped for no gain. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. See what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
From the gun on 3rd down. Wall. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to kick it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. On the return, it's Tony. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the 2nd quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. I like the way that they've started. The way that they're going about doing things right now, they've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Ready, ready. Liking 18.
Back to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
Cougar 19. Set.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
Here we go. Set. 70 Lions. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
They'll try and throw for it here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. This offense in mid-season form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Now they'll change things around before the snap. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he's going to get it across the midfield, straight into Lion territory. Brian Branch from the secondary in on the tackle.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 33. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll look to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5.
Ready? 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Panther 6, Cowboy 80. 19 tight, 19 tight.
He'll drop to throw. That is caught. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 17-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Ready? 70 Timberwolves.
They're going to look to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
And good yardage there on 1st down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Now 2nd and 3.
Go! Viking 18. Go!
Robinson up the middle. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Bronco switch, Bronco switch. Here we go, start. 70 Lions. Ready?
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Christian McCaffrey, his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list. And the Bears are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He's airing it out for Williams. And this time will be intercepted. And the Bears are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll get this out wide to Harrison. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Let's go. Bronco 80. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Ready.
2nd and 11. They'll get that complete to Harrison. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Let's go now. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. That ball caught by Harrison. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Back to throw again. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left. More than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
first down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
First down, Detroit.
Here we go, set. Liking 18.
Back to throw. Wall. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Going underneath, Gibbs has it. Will go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
And it's third down.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Here we go, here we go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
He was taken down.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
70. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Ready.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He finds Bateman over the middle. And he's brought down, giving this one up to about the 35. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. That's downfield. He's got Loveland. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Cougar 19.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
3rd and 4.
Ready. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Let's go.
Back to throw here. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
York able to send this one through. And the route is on. It's 24-0. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Come on, come on. 70, 60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. 60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. Ready?
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Let's go. Viking, 18.
Operating from the gun. Wall. That's complete right side. It's too slow. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that will bring up second down. Another completion there. And you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the first round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the first round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top role, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
Only able to gain a couple there. 3rd and 7 now.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but now let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here we go. 70 Lions.
Operating from the gun. Wall. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
This is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Let's go now. Panther 60. Panther 60.
On the give, here's Robinson. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Cougar 19. Let go.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And now off to the races down the right side. That's good for 28 yards.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, but we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Ready? Bronco 80. Go.
A handoff left, McCaffrey. They'll get forward for 3 down the 16-yard line.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Red. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready?
Now a first carry for their fullback. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as he's inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line.
They definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Ready? 60 Bison. 60 Bison. Ready?
McCaffrey running up the middle. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Christian McCaffrey with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Bears have opened the lead up to 30. York now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Makes the score Bears 31, Lions nothing. Cade York to kick off.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Ready?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is don't quit competing.
21 yards. 1st down, Lions.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. Viking 18. Ready, ready?
Looking to throw. Wall setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Second and 9.
Gravity Lions. Here we go. Here we go. Gravity Lions.
Back to throw. Wall. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Just what they need, electric from May, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Fix the Eagle. Ready.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that will be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the 4th quarter. And now can really take some time off the clock. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
70.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 14 yards in a Chicago 1st down. They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw. They're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way, and plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
18 Cardinal. Go.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. That stop made by Jack Campbell. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 44-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Williams. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering whether they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
Hand off now to Robinson. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
As many games as the two of us do, I would hope that one day we'll be able to solve this riddle. Why is it on a hot day that one team has more trouble with the heat than another, and especially when you can't stop a guy running the ball?
It's September in the booth, though, when you and I have both removed our coats, and those were gone in the first quarter.
They were gone in the first quarter, and what we're watching now is a defense mentally giving in and sagging a little bit because they haven't been able to stop him.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Here we go, set. Viking 18. Viking 18. Ready.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
It's always been funny to me, Brandon, when coaches always talk about on hot days like the one we have here, it's hot for both teams. But when one team has the advantage, when one team is running the ball really well and closing things out, it's hotter for the defensive side, and they sag a lot quicker.
Yeah, they say the dog days of August, the heat we're seeing here today, dog days of September, and the advantage right now on the offensive side.
Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
This 2nd and 4.
Get it. 60 Eagle, 60 Eagle.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Ready. Cowboy 80. Let go.
Robinson will take it in. Touchdown, Bears. So he had a nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And
it's blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Back to throw now on first down. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. So that a nice throw, but it hasn't really turned out to be the grand debut that many had hoped for. His team's down double digits. So what have you seen, CD?
About what I expected, really, because for a youngster making his first start in the NFL, I kind of expected to see these things. A few bumps along the way.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 39.
And the Lions first down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Ready! Cougar 19!
They'll look to throw again. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
On the ready.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Set. Viking 18.
Looking to throw. Wall. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 28.
That's another Detroit Lions first down.
Back to throw. Wall. And he's going to go down here. Sacked. They push him back to the 34. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
He needs better protection, that's for sure. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Wall. Is to the sideline and incomplete. Nearly intercepted, in fact. But he couldn't hang on. 4th down.
And Borregales on for the field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Ready? Panther 60, Panther 60. Check out.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Down. 70 Timberwolves. Go.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1, and to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines.